Hey everybody, I am back. Streaming a little late, not too late, but I just got back from work and then the gym. So, because I know uh, I needed to get that workout in because I know I ain't gonna feel like getting up in the morning on my day off to go to the gym. I figure, I'm on my way home from work, stop at the gym, work out for a little bit, then come home. Excuse me. So now I am pumped and ready to review My Hero Academia Two Heroes film. Now, before I continue, please do me a huge favor and like this video. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think of the first My Hero Academia movie. And also, I am 9 subs away from my goal of hitting 500. So if you haven't already, please do so. Subscribe to the channel and let me know uh, how did you find me? What was your favorite video that I did? Blah 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 blah. And I really wish that the neighbors above my room just sit they butts down. Ah, so disturbing. Anyway, now this movie came out in 2018, and of course you got your, you know, characters that's already here. Uh, we got Deku, uh, played by Justin Briner, All Might, Christopher Sabat, Melissa Shield, voiced by Erica Mendez. Oh, excuse me. Uh, uh, Bakugo, Clifford Chapin, Shoto David Matringa, Uravity, Lucy Christian, Ingenium, J. Michael Tatum, Red Riot, Justin Cook, Grape Juice, Brina Palencia, Charles Bolt, Kyle Phillips, Creety, Colleen Clickenberg, Earphone Jack, Trina Nishimura, Cellophane, Christopher Bevins, Sugarman, Chris George, Tentacool, Ian Sinclair, Tsukuyomi, Josh Grill, Pinky, uh, uh, Caitlin Glass, Froppy, Monica Real, Invisible Girl, Felicia Angelillo, and we got the villain Wolfram, played by Keith Silverstein, David Shield, Ray Chase. Now, I want to get the first thing out the way that was kind of the glaring issue I have with this film is the I can understand why, but it's the fact that you clearly see all Class 1A in this film, but only maybe at least like up to probably 4 of those classmates don't get involved. Like Tentacle, Tsukuyomi, uh, the guy with tape for elbows. I'm pretty sure that's cellophane. Uh, and Sugarman, we see them, and they have like one lines each, but they don't get involved in the main plot, which I think kind of sucks because you think they, would definitely, like Tsukuyomi would definitely benefit given the fact that most of the battles happen at night, and his power set is so useful, especially at night. It's like maybe because maybe either the budget wouldn't allow it or the narrative didn't require it. But even still, you got them all there. Why not use them? But anyway, the plot of this film is set between the what was it? The final exams and the forest training camp. So All Might gets invited to this floating island called Island. Is where it's kind of like a giant amusement park, but slash giant laboratory where people can not only freely use their powers, but also this is where scientists make the bulk of heroes' tech and suits and stuff like that. But is a floating, movable island where all the scientists and their families, live and stay there because they're trying. It's built like a fortress, like the like that prison in the anime Tartarus, where the less most people know about this, the better. So the opportunity for some villain to kidnap any one of them to use as collateral or forge some kind of tech for them or knowing any blueprints, secret files, any of that stuff, is next to not happening. So All Might gets invited by he thinks is his old friend back in his heyday when he was an exchange student in America, because we don't really get like that much. We only get like glimpses of his time as like a young hero and his training abroad in America, because he went to California and he has his partner David Shield who designed a lot of his suits and tech. As Deku points out, like all the bronze, silver, and golden age suits that he wore over his hero career. And man, I really wish we would have gotten some kind of story arc or a movie where we can just see All Might in his prime doing his training abroad, because I'm glad we watched the all the seasons, like, because I reviewed all 7 seasons and the 8th season hasn't came out yet, but I'm glad I chose to watch all the seasons first, because there was like a little bit of spoilers here, because we see like the opening during his time in California, where he saved this family in his car. One of them is a child who will grow up to be America's top hero, Stars and Stripes, who we know will ultimately die by Shigaraki being possessed by All For One. And I just wish that we at least have some type of arc or like a movie or something like that where we can see how he was training and what he had to learn and stuff like that. And what the other teachers that we followed for all those years, what were they like as young heroes? We don't get to see much of them, just glimpses. But anyway, as Deku and All Might arrive, they meet up with David's daughter Melissa, who's the real one who sent out the invitation, because she wanted to give this as a surprise to her father. So while he goes to see his old friend, Deku hangs out with Melissa, who immediately, spots the healed wounds from the negative feedback of using, One For All. So she cobbled together like a gauntlet for him to be able to use his power at full strength without any feedback. It's called Full Gauntlet. along the way, we see all the other classmates who got invitations from one way or another. So they all get to hang out with Deku and Melissa. But then some, of course, ne'er-do-wells sneak onto the island. And while, and they're preparing to set up a big scheme. David, although glad to see his friend, ran tests on him, and he just kind of just worried and scared that his old friend, because he knew about the whole battle between All For One, but he didn't know how severe the damage was until he saw it firsthand. And the fact that All Might can't be an active hero for too long, given his injuries. And just like Night Eye, he is just like, I guess it's kind of like with Superman. People are so reliant on him because it feels like he can do it all, or we can always count on him. But it's just, they're just, I guess, too used to it, where they can't really perceive anybody else to fill those shoes. Then later on at this gala, where all the heroes, on the island come in to hobnob with everybody else, that's when security gets taken over by the crooks, who hold All Might and everybody else hostage and threatens to hurt civilians with the robot drones that they took over, because they want this item that is stored away on this island. Luckily enough, Deku and the other kids, aside from the four that I mentioned earlier, they didn't make it to the party in time, so they're freely roaming around, very diehard, mind you. So they, decided to team up together. Well, they were hesitant at first because at this point in time, they don't have their provisional licenses, and they haven't done that enough extensive training that we saw during the whole course of the second to seventh season. So they still are very green in the gills. Their class reps, creative. I keep, like creative. I was gonna call it creative, but Momo and Ingenium, since they're technically the class reps and a little bit older, they stress that, we don't have licenses, we cannot get involved, we might make things worse, and but and I get it, they're trying to follow the rules, and there's a reason that they have it in place, so that way there's no slip ups, because there will be like fallout for their irresponsible behavior on their end. Their teachers will get the brunt of that kind of stuff. However, you'd think like, okay, given the circumstance, it's like, yeah, that might have been like more true back home, but you're on a secluded island and there's a hostage situation. You're able to do something about it, and it's like you hesitate because like you worry about getting in trouble. But it's just like, I think you're more than got like a green light in this situation. It's like, I mean, I can't help but think about the whole Spider-Man Great Responsibility kind of situation. It's like, at this, I mean, Any other day, I probably would have agreed. But this is like extenuating circumstances. You guys can help, at the very least, figure out a way to free the other licensed heroes. You don't even have to get too involved, which is the plan. I was like, okay, we don't have to really get too involved. We just need to help the heroes get free so they can handle the bulk of the work without any trouble on their end. So, with the help of Melissa, who is very knowledgeable of the security system, they had to go up 200 flights of stairs. My God, it's like I couldn't. But they had to get to the top in order to regain control of the island. And of course, it's kind of like, a tower fight kind of situation where a few of them had to break off to deal with, different threats, which is, pretty dope to see. I like some of the animation in here, but I think it really, I mean, of course, they got the budget for it now to really go out. But I think, like, towards the climactic fight at the end, I think that's where the animation really ramps up. But the main villain, Wolfram, takes David and his assistant hostage so that way they can unlock this vault holding this item. So, well, everybody makes their way up, and it comes down to Deku and Melissa, where they overhear that David and his assistant planned all this so that way they can get this headset that David invented that is meant to increase the powers of somebody's quirk. It's kind of like that drug the Overhaul created, that kind of one suppresses powers and the others, increase it. So of course Melissa is beside herself. She couldn't believe that her father orchestrated this entire hostage situation, but he expressed like, no, they're all fake villains. It's like, I'm not allowing real villains on this thing. They're all fake. They're actors. Nobody's going to get hurt. Until the assistant double crosses him, saying that, I'm in this for the money. This, this machine, because this machine was abandoned thanks to their bosses who didn't think this was viable and or dangerous or some kind of thing. So they chose to confiscate it and have it locked away, not to be used. Don't know why you don't think well, I can see why. Like, anybody can easily misuse this particular item, but I think there's ways to make it safe or whatever. You completely throwing it all out with the baby with the bathwater kind of situation didn't seem like the right move either. But the assistant was in it for the money. But then there was a triple cross with Wolfram, who wounds him with a gunshot, and before he can leave a death blow, because the assistant hired real villains because he actually want to be profit off of this. But David jumps in front of the bullet and gets hurt to prevent his assistant, who he still thinks is a friend, who still sees as a friend, before and not allow him to die. But Wolfram has like a powers of magnetism, so it's like, oh, so they're fighting Magneto. It's hard to say. It's hard to not see Magneto through this guy. Well, at least in terms of the power set. So, Melissa managed to make the escape while Deku tries to hold off Wolfram, and she regains control of the island. All the heroes are released, and just in time, because the whole time All Might is tied up, he's trying to hold on to his super form as long as possible, because at this stage nobody knows about the whole situation with his frail body. So he's holding off long enough as possible. So he goes to try to help his friend. Wolfram decides to take the device and David along, but Deku, tries as he might to rescue him from the, while Wolfram was trying to take off in the helicopter with David. Deku fails to bring down the helicopter, but All Might shows up in the nick of time, takes down the helicopter in an amazing fashion. But then suddenly we see Wolfram dons the device, increasing his power. And lo and behold, he is working for All For One, who gives him, I think, an extra quirk to combat All Might. But thanks to the encouragement of Class 1A, All Might and Deku team up to just utterly destroy Wolfram and save David. And All Might and David look on to see that, the next generation of heroes. And David comes to realize that he didn't need to lose faith, because All Might trusted his successor, and David come to realize that he needed to trust that All Might made the right choice in choosing Deku to carry on his legacy. And that's pretty much where the movie ends. Not much complaints I have about this film. It's a pretty good film. Like I said, I really wish we could include more of the Class 1A. And matter of fact, we only get like a couple of henchmen villains for the class to fight. Otherwise, they just battling drones. Really wish we could have included at least a couple of more grunts for the guys to deal with, but whatever. But let me know what you guys think of My Hero Academia 2 Heroes, because this is pretty fun. I will see you guys in a minute while I talk about the Hero Rising, because that one is very interesting. But leave a comment below, let me know what you think, and I will see you guys in a little bit. Peace.